I'm going to show you how to use the Sprite animator to make this annoying graphic, but once you get the idea, you'll be able to create all kinds of animated web graphics using a Sprite code. Okay, so here it is. What we're going to do is we're going to create in Illustrator I'll just start it totally all over again here. We're going to create a graphic that's going to be 100 by 100 pixels, and it's going to have 16 steps in the animation. Okay, so it's basically 16 frames. I'm going to create a new. I'm going to make it 800 by 100, which means that I'll have, well, let's just go for 16. 16, so that's 100 by 100, 16 times horizontally. And so here it is. Here's going to be our movie. Now I'm going to turn on my grids. Okay, so if I don't have my grid set up at 100 by 100, I can easily go to Preferences, Guides and Grids, and make sure that there is a grid every 100 pixels. And just for guiding purposes, I like to have subdivisions too. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is create our beautiful graphics. What I'm going to do is, just for temporarily, I'm going to turn snap to grid. That way everything that I create will snap to the grid. Now that will help me in lining everything up. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a red ball, and then 8 frames away, let me just take the stroke off. There we go. Then 8 frames away, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me create a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's half of our movie. Okay, and I'm going to fill it with, I guess, yellow would probably be the best. Okay, so it's going to go, this movie is going to go from a ball to a square, and then it's going to return back to a ball. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my blend. So I'll hit the blend tool. I'll make the blend every specified steps 6, because that'll fill into 6 steps. So with the 2 ends plus the 6 steps, that'll equal 8. And let's see, we'll hit one here. And how about there, just to see what happens. Yeah, maybe here. Alright, that'll be good. Okay, so we can see that we're going to have these 8 steps. And so what I'll do is I'll just go and release the blend, or expand the blend. There we go. So now they're on their own separate little frequency there. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to, oh, I should probably take off the snap at this point. View, snap to grid. That way I can put them right in the center. There we go. So you can see that each one of these is right in the crosshairs. Okay. So there's my first 8 steps. And then what I can do is I can duplicate this and then just hit reflect. Object transform, reflect. I will preview. Good. So this means, oops, there we go, let's reflect that again. Object transform, reflect. I must have hit copy. Alright, so now I'll move this so that it will be the other 8 steps to the end of my movie. Now I want to make sure that they are absolutely accurate. Can you see how this is a little bit off? Because just a little bit will make it look like it jumps. Okay. Let's see if the other one is as good. Zoom in. Good. See how the sides intersect with those lines? That's a good thing. Alright, so here's our 16 step movie, and each of the frames is going to be 100 by 100. Okay, now let's put our snap to grid back on. By doing that, you'll find that things line up and they won't jump for you once you get things situated. Alright, let's put our little sail on here. Okay, sail, yeah, that's right. Let me zoom in. Let me put it down and see how the grid snaps. Okay. Now I'm going to put them all snapped to the bottom here. That way, once I get them all lined up using the snap, then I can move them where I want. But you can see that they're all going to be equally spaced. They're all going to be on the same place in the movie. Now, of course, you're going to be creative and you're going to want the sail to be jumping all over the place. But I think when it doesn't jump all over the place, it kind of emphasizes the movement and the animation of the other elements. If everything's moving, it just doesn't seem as wonderful. Okay, we're halfway there. Hold tight. All I'm doing is moving it over, letting the snap position it, and then before I let go of my mouse, I hold Option, and it creates a duplicate snapping right where I want it to be. Option, there we go. Okay, now I know these sails are exactly in the same place on each frame. Okay, so I know they are perfectly placed. So I'm just going to select them and zoom in. And now I can move them all, and I know that they are absolutely going to be together. I'm going to take off the snap now, which is going to allow me to move it exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so they are exactly in the same location on each of the 100 by 100 squares. There they are. Okay, now I'm going to save for the web. I'm going to save them as, I guess, ball PNG. Okay, ball PNG. There we go. Now, let's see. Let's go to our tool here. Now, here's the tool. It's under Sprite Animation. We can name the class. We'll call it sail pitch. But you can, of course, call it anything as long as there's no spaces or special characters. Now we know that our little animation is going to be 100 pixels by 100 pixels, because that's what each square is. Our graphic is ball.png. We just made that. That's a speed. We can adjust that later. And how many steps? Well, there's 16 100 by 100 pixel squares. Okay, the width of the spreadsheet is 1600 pixels. And how many times do we want it to repeat? We'll just say infinite. But you could pick, let's say it'll run through 10 times and then stop. You know, you might not want it to be infinite. Okay, so I get the code. Copy that code. Go to my Dreamweaver. And let's create a new document. It could be HTML. And then I'm just going to paste that div in here. and I could probably move my styles into the head section where they belong. There. So it basically created the code that will run through. So look, it says here's my div class. Notice it's the same down here. So it's saying this div class, the div is going to be 100 by 100. The background is going to be the bulb PNG that we just created. The animation is going to be 0.8 seconds per frame, and there's 16 steps, and it's set to infinite, and the background will not repeat. Alright, so let's save this. I'm saving this in demo index. And then when I take a look at it, there's our little sale graphic. So it's basically running through all 16 slides, and it's creating basically a movie just like Thomas Edison discovered by putting a set of frames but setting them far enough or fast enough it fools the eye that there's a continuous motion. Now other things I could do on this, I could let's say I'm going to speed it up. Let's say I'm going to have it 0.5 seconds instead of 0.8. Watch how it speeds up. Whoa! See, that's going to grab somebody's attention. Or I can make it go the other way. I can set the speed here. Let's say it's going to be every 1 second. I'll do 1.0. There, that's pretty nice. Okay, and then I could also, instead of infinite, I could just put, let's say, 3 times. I think that's the code. Yep, there it is. 1, 2, 3. And so you can make it so that it doesn't continually go and annoy the people on the page. Okay, there it is.